Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Let's Play Planet Coaster here on Theme Park Worldwide. Good to see that you all enjoyed episode 9 where I opened the park for the first time. It's always a good feeling when you've been working on something for so long to actually open it up and let people in to come and see it all. But yeah, it went really well. The guests flowed around the park quite nicely and yeah, I was really pleased with their reactions to some of my creations. But yes, moving on then, over the next couple of episodes I'm going to be working on a Schwarzkopf Looping Coaster. And as you can see, I'm just starting here putting in the kicker wheel lift hill. You'll see I take it down a little bit, then put it back in and stuff here just to get it right. And quite a lot of that with this coaster, to be honest. It's one of those where I really wanted to, you know, take the time to try and make it a good coaster layout, something a bit different. Like I said a couple of episodes back, I don't want to do like a generic layout for this. Sort of what I would class a generic layout. I know it's the only one, but Olympia Looping, you know, Munich Looping, with that ride, you know, I didn't want to go with that classic style of it being compact. So that's the word I'm looking for. I want it to be quite spread out, and as much as this first section is quite compact on this side, it spreads out over the path, and you'll see it goes sort of behind the scenic railway. And yeah, as the episode progresses, and as you can see from the thumbnail, it's going to have an Oriental feel to it. This whole area is basically going to be like the Chinese gardens of this park. So yeah, Summerfield Shore with its Chinese gardens. So yeah, we've got a nice little Swiss sort of area, or Swiss gardens if you like, and then you're going to come down here into the Chinese gardens. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to sort of developing that. And of course the pier itself will sit just to the left of this coaster, and that's what I'm going to be working on next. So once this coaster's complete, obviously the track will be done in the first part of this episode, start on the theming, I'll finish that off in episode 11, and then it's on to the pier. I don't really know how many episodes the pier's going to take. Could be 2, maybe 3, it all depends how long it's going to take. It's not going to be massive, the pier, but it is obviously going to be something a bit different. I know a lot of you are looking forward to seeing how my building techniques are going to be putting that together, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to it at the moment too, because I have a few ideas for it, but nothing too much. As you can see with the layout here, a very intense section of the ride there coming round into the second loop. So you're going to have 2 loops on this ride. I didn't want it to be you know, too intense with loads of inversions, because I want the intensity to come from some of the corners and things on this. I mean, you imagine going down that first drop, banking down to the right, straight into the first inversion, up into that airtime moment, and then banking round to the right quite tightly actually, and into that second loop. And obviously with that as well, the kicker wheel lift hill passes straight through the middle of the loop, which I think is a really nice effect. And yeah, you know, I looked at some of the ratings and stuff for that on the G-forces, and you can see in the right hand side of the screen, you know, and it's intense, but it's rideable, you know, that section. So yeah, I look forward to seeing how guests react to that. And you know, there's some pretty intense rides in this park, but guests have come off and they've enjoyed them, so you know, it's a good sign. Obviously I'm going to go back and make a couple of tweaks to some things. I always do after opening the park. I did the same with my first part that I did, Volcano Springs, and also with Ocean Bay Studios as well. So you know, it is something what I do go back and make a few tweaks. But yeah, so far really pleased with this layout. I got to this stage here and I thought, yeah, you know, that looks great, but I don't want any more track really on that side other than the brake run. So yeah, like you can see here, I'm taking it out towards a mid-course brake run where it's going to slow the train a little bit, but it's more just for making sure that it's realistic running the 2 trains that I want it to in on block section mode. And yeah, this is all going to have some hills and stuff around it. You'll see I put them in later in the episode, and you know, some really nice close landscaping. Again, you know, the landscaping would have been in first and the coaster would have been built around it if this was done in real life. And I suppose I could have put the hills in first if I wanted to, but it does make it extra hard, doesn't it, when you're trying to build a terrain coaster. I'd rather put the coaster in and then put the terrain around it afterwards, if that makes much sense. But there you go. You can see I make a few little tweaks coming into the brake run, a little bit too high at points. Then I think, oh, actually, you know, it's a bit too low. I need to bring it up a little bit. Obviously, it's about getting it right, because the train's actually got quite a lot of speed at this point still. But I didn't really want it to be any longer, because it's already a, you know, a reasonable layout. It's not a ridiculously long coaster or anything, but I'd call it a, you know, like a reasonable layout, I would say. Just a good solid coaster. And that's what a lot of these Schwarzkopf rides are, aren't they, really? The good solid fun rides. And yeah, I'm pleased with how it looks. Should we take a ride on it, shall we? Should we get on the front seat and let you guys see what I've just put together? Like I say, I go back to some bits later on and smooth a couple of bits out, but oh, that's nice, isn't it, passing through the loop there. Yeah, heading up the kicker wheel lift hill. Like I say, you know, you can put these in with a chain lift if you want to, but it's a bit more realistic going for the kicker wheels for this type of coaster. And yeah, there we go, banking down to the right hand side, straight round into that first inversion. Oh, it'll be nice and intense. Like, that's what you want with these rides. I mean, yeah, the layouts are quite smooth, but you still got some funny elements while going to some of these Schwarzkopf rides. Oh, God, that'd be intense. Down there into the loop. Some good head choppers there caused by the loop as well, and also the station building you'll see will get quite close as well. But you know, into the brake run there, mid-course, drop down again, and a little bit of a helix where we go down, then back up again, into a bit of an airtime hill, and then down into the brakes. But yeah, you see what I mean? It's still got quite a bit of speed there. That's obviously real time. That's not been sped up or anything there. But yeah, you know, I'm pleased with that. It's a good layout. That's what I wanted. You know, I've just done a few smoothing, used the smoothing tool to smooth it out a little bit there as well in places. But I don't want it to be too smooth either. You know, this is supposed to be an old ride. I mean, this had probably been built in the 80s, you know, mid-80s, this ride we're talking. So I don't want it to be like, you know, ridiculously smooth. And like I say, some of these Schwarzkopf rides and stuff, you know, they've got some very, you know, some very interesting elements, haven't they? But there's some great ones out there. There is some brilliant rides, and obviously, oh, there you go. See, just putting in the landscape. It's amazing, isn't it, watching supports disappear? And down it goes. But yeah, like, I didn't want it to be too much like Olympia looping at all. But yeah, that is a great ride. And Nightmare at Camelot, you know, all these classic different coasters that have been built by manufacturers over the years. And Sierra have built some great stuff. You know, look at Leesburg Bannon, that's great. I really like that. And that's kind of helped inspire this a little bit in terms of it being a bit of a terrain coaster at the back just there. Yeah, and in terms of the theming, an Oriental theme, like you might be thinking, oh, you know, is that a bit too much for an amusement park? Well, look at Tivoli in Copenhagen. I've referenced that park a lot during this series. But yeah, Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen have got a beautiful ride there. In fact, they have put VR on it. I don't know if the VR survived or not. Maybe someone knows, so comment down below. I've not been for a few years, and I actually went on it before the VR. But yeah, Damonen or Damonen, something like that. You know, their B&M coaster, what they've got there, flawless. And that's a great ride. It's quite a small B&M, it's very compact. But yeah, the whole theming around that area, that's kind of what I'm going for with this. So yeah, in terms of, is it a bit too much for an amusement park? Some people might think so, but for me personally, after seeing Tivoli, what has done some very heavily themed parts of the park, and so has Liseberg now. You know, that's an amusement park, and it's going down the theming route. I mean, Pleasure Beach, you know, they've got themed rides. This isn't so much a themed area, again, that I'm putting in here. You know, there's only going to be this one ride with an Oriental feel, and I'll probably make the cable car station look a bit Oriental around here and put some food stands in and things, but I wouldn't say, you know, it's going to be like a full area, so to speak. It's mainly just the coaster with a few little bits around it, and of course the pier is going to be next to it as well. But yeah, I'm just putting in the sort of foundations and the underlay really for these buildings. I'll be adding all the detail onto these in the next episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Like I say, there's at least one episode a week here on Theme Park Worldwide of Let's Play Planet Coaster. So yeah, I hope you're all enjoying the series so far. Of course, we are coming to the start of the UK theme park season. Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. We'll be back at Blackpool Pleasure Beach next weekend. We're there on the Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be going back quite a few times before some of the other parks open. We'll be at the annual pass day for Chessington World of Adventures, also seeing Room on the Broom as well that week, along with also going to Legoland for their annual pass day, and hopefully we'll be seeing the new ride open at that point. Not the annual pass day, but you know, around then, the first few weeks of the season hopefully. But yeah, like really excited for the UK season. Not so much as last year, because obviously we had the wonderful Icon and Wicker Man, two great rides that opened at Blackpool Pleasure Beach and Alton Towers, but there's still some great stuff going on throughout the UK, and you can always have a good time going to the seaside amusement parks, I would say. But where are you going to this year in the UK? Let me know, comment below on this video. As you'll know and you've seen, I do read all the comments, I heart your comments and I reply if you've got any questions. But yeah, definitely drop us a comment, let me know where are you going to this year. Have you seen my video where I've been speaking about where I'm visiting this year on trips? Let me know. Like, I've got so much planned. Of course, we've got the big USA trip, but me and Charlotte are doing our trip out to Florida that we really can't wait for. Along with that, going back out to Heidi Park in Germany, also Hansa Park for the first time, Gardaland return visit, and also a new park that we're going to, Mirabilandia in Italy, that I've never been to before. Oh, so much going on this year. It's going to be absolutely awesome, and there's still a few surprises that weren't mentioned in that video as well, so make sure you stay tuned throughout the year for those. This here is going to have a fire effect on it just here, and I know you might not really see this sort of fire effect on an older ride, an older amusement park like this, but I thought, you know what, I'm putting it in because it was asking for a fire effect, and you'll see I install that in just a moment. And that was also the thumbnail to this video for any eagle-eyed viewers who saw that and thought, oh, there's a fire effect there, but I thought this was supposed to be an old amusement park. Well, it is, but maybe this fire effect, you know, has been put in more recent times, but I thought it's got to have a fire effect in, hasn't it? Like when you see it, and I put it as a triggered effect as well, so when the train actually heads to the the second inversion, sorry, it sets the fire effect off. Following with the theme of the rest of the park, it's about making it look really pretty, a beautiful park, much like the likes of Tivoli Gardens and Liseberg and many other amusement parks around the world are. You can see there the queue line as well that interacts quite nicely with the ride's layout, and of course you've got the huge dragon which is going to breathe fire that you'll see from the queue line and also on the ride as well, so it'll make a really nice photo point. You can see there as well, got some fencing going in down the side, and that's going to go all around the area just there. You can see I was just analysing where the pier is going to go just to make sure I've left enough room for that as well. And here's loads of flowers and stuff going in here. It's really about making it look pretty, like I say. And I don't show you too much when we're putting in plants because, you know, you don't want to sit there watching me just putting in plants all the time. But yeah, it's a big part of this park. It's about making it look beautiful and just very picturesque, having that charm to it that I like to think that I've captured quite well really with this park. It certainly turned out a lot better than what I was anticipating when I first started it 10 episodes ago. I can't believe how quick it's been because I've only been working on this for just under 2 months, I think it's been. So, you know, it's actually come around very quick to get to the 10th episode and soon the 11th. And, you know, what I definitely want to put in next at this park is the pier. There's going to be a couple of rides on there. Moving on from that, I'm going to put in a wooden bobsleigh coaster and also a log flume as well. That's going to be going on the site behind here to the right of the ghost train, sort of where I've just put them hills all sort of next to there. And then moving on from that, I'm really not too sure what I'm going to be doing really. It all depends on if I think the park needs much more, and it's already a lot bigger than what I was originally intending, but we'll sort of go with the flow and see. Like I said, I'm working on another project as well, an indoor shopping mall amusement park that I'll be releasing once this series is complete. That'll only be a short series, 4 maybe 5 episodes of doing a small indoor park, and I set myself a challenge to try and squeeze in about 15 rides in quite a small footprint, including some roller coasters as well. So that's sort of following on from some of these parks what you see that have been joined on to shopping malls over the years. You know, that's exactly what I wanted to go for with that. So make sure you check that one out when it does go online. In terms of when that's going to be released, I'm probably going to be releasing it in maybe a month time, maybe just over when this series is complete. And obviously it'll tie in quite nice because March into April is going to be very busy with the start of the UK theme park season. I'm not going to be at home that much, which means I won't be playing as much Planet Coaster. So obviously I thought if I do another series as well, you know, I can release that as I've sort of gone out and done some other bits. I've still got my Planet Coaster to go online for you guys, because I know a lot of you love the Planet Coaster here on Theme Park Worldwide, and I really like making it and putting it together. But as I'm sure you can imagine, and I know a lot of you play the game yourselves, it is very time consuming, you know, and obviously I'm always going to prioritise going out to real theme parks and experiencing things. But it's been great over winter working on the studios and also this project project. And like I say, I just started this shopping mall park. So I say started, I'm about halfway through with that now. It's not a massive project, but it's very heavily themed, it's very compact, and it's something very different to what I've done and very different to what I've seen many people do actually with Planet Coaster. So I am looking forward to releasing that as soon as this is complete. We'll be rolling straight into that. There won't be a gap. It'll be, here we go, on with the shopping mall park. But as we approach the last couple of minutes of the video, you can see here adding some more trees and landscaping in, some shrubbery and things. But yeah, the details are going to come in the next episode because all these buildings around here, what I've put in, the station, the little queue line building, what's just in there for effect, just to add a bit of texture. And obviously this unit, what's probably going to be for food and maybe some toilet facilities potentially here as well. But they all need the details putting on. I want these to be very heavily decored buildings. So yeah, make sure you tune into episode 11 that will be coming online within the next week here on Theme Park Worldwide. Put in that little area there just because the support was annoying me. I could have just put in a custom support, but I wanted the actual one really for that ride. So I decided just to put a tunnel in and have it as like a nice path what you sort of walk under. You know, it's kind of just that, adding some more landscaping in really around it just to make it fit in right. You know, obviously that tunnel probably would have just been dug out for the path to go in, or maybe it was something from something else. I don't know, maybe there was like an abandoned railway track or something. You know, you can make up anything with these to make it fit in. That is the beauty of Planet Coaster, and that's the beauty of also coming up with your own designs and projects as well, because obviously you know, if I'm doing recreations and things, you've always got to stick by something, and I don't always like doing that. I like doing my own thing. But there you go. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.